it's Tracy. Anyway, this video is a review on the Real Techniques by Samantha Chapman makeup brushes, and they look like this. So these are them right here. I'm gonna go over, I have pretty much the entire collection. The only thing that I didn't purchase was the kabuki brush, and that's because I have several kabuki brushes and I don't really use kabuki brushes that often, so I didn't really find a need for it, but I bought pretty much the entire line other than the kabuki brush. So I'm going to go over those for you right now. Okay, so let me go over this set here first. And I've had these brushes for probably since they first came out. Since they first arrived at Ulta, whenever that was, I think that was like April 15th or something. So I purchased them the very first day that they were available for purchase. I purchased them online and then had them shipped to me. Yeah, so I purchased them at Ulta. And so I've had them since then, and I've been using them every day. I love these brushes. They're like the perfect, I think, like an amazing brush set for the price that you're getting them for. And I didn't even think twice about purchasing them since Samantha Chapman, who is one of the Pixie Woo sisters, was endorsing them or helped create them. So I knew that they would be fantastic because she is a makeup artist by trade. So she knows kind of what works and kind of what doesn't work. And there's some really great features of the brushes that I think are genius. So anyway, so I'll go over those. So let me go over this brush set first. And this is the Your Base Flawless Core Collection. High definition results. And then she has online tutorials for them as well. So it's 2-in-1 case plus stand. So that it looks like that. Okay, so this is what the stand looks like. And this is, these are the brushes in the actual stand. And then you just bend it over and then it sits like on a table like this. So I don't have it like that because I have brush containers that I just stick the brushes in. But I think it's really great for traveling. I think it's really convenient because you have like a little pouch for all of your face brushes like this, and then I also have another one for the eye brushes. So I think this is a really, really great little thing. There's a little, what is this, handle? So I don't know who's going to walk around like this, but you never know. So I think, you know, why not have like a little fun feature where you can hold it. This retails for $14.99 on the Ulta.com website or at Ulta, and I think they're selling them at some other places too. So you can go to the Real Techniques Facebook page, which I will link down below, and it'll tell you, I think, some other places where they're selling them. Okay, so now I'm going to kind of just walk you through kind of the, I don't know, mechanicals of the brush, I guess. So here's the brush. It's shorter than, you know, what a normal face brush would be, so just a little bit shorter, as you can see. So this is like just a regular like blending brush, and then here's this brush here. I would say it's about maybe 6 or 7 inches. The ferrule comes all the way down here, as opposed to a brush like this where the ferrule only comes to right there, or even this one. This is a Coastal Scents brush. The ferrule only reaches right here. So the reason why I love the idea of having the ferrule come so far up is because when you go to wash them, how often is it when you go to wash your brush and you're under the sink and you're trying to wash it like this, and then water happens to creep up just a little bit up there like a splash, and you don't want to get water that far up because it can go inside. It ruins the glue that holds the brush into the ferrule. Does that make sense? So, and that just ruins your brush because then your brush starts shedding, it starts falling apart, you got to get a new brush, and it's just a big hassle. So this one has the ferrule extending all the way up here, which is great because then you can be under the water. You can come all the way up here under the water just washing it. I mean, I don't recommend that, but in the event that, you know, it happens, you're not so concerned about it seeping into the top part of the ferrule and working its way downward into the glue. So I love that. This part here is rubberized. Yep, it's just like a rubberized, it's really comfortable to hold. I really like the length of these brushes because I feel like it's the perfect length to kind of work on your face. Take, for example, this one. So this is a longer brush. This is a Studio Tools one from Target, but it's longer. And so I hold it up here anyway to work on my face. I mean, how often am I going to hold it all the way back here? Never. So I really don't know why it's so long. And I think this is the perfect length because, you know, you can kind of grab a grip really close to the brush if you need to, or you can be back here if you're just trying to do like a light swipe of a color. So I really, really like that. I like how the brush is made. The bristles are Tack-Lon, so they're synthetic, which is great because I'm not really a fan of animal hair bristled brushes. I always try to get synthetic bristled brushes. I don't know. I like the way they feel better, and it just is weird to me to have animal fur on my, you know, to have like animal hair on my brush. Anyway, so these are Tack-Lon and they're really, really soft. Another thing that I've noticed about these brushes is they're super easy to clean. Like you would think because the tips are, you know, kind of this duo fiber kind of colored tip, that it would be hard to clean because sometimes they stain. Like this is a clean brush, but if you can see it, it's stained. And it's like takes forever and a day to try to get the stain off, and I use this for a pigmented blush and it just stains. But these do not stain. Like none of my brushes have stains on them. So that is pretty much the mechanics of the brush. It also has the name of the brush right here, if you can see that. So this is the buffing brush, and I really do love this brush. My favorite use for this brush is to contour. It comes with a contouring brush, but I find that this one kind of fits into that hollow a little bit easier because then I can kind of swipe it and then buff it out and bring it all the way up to my temples and stuff. So I really like this one for contouring. I also like it for applying a liquid foundation because I find that it really does buff it into the skin really, really well. Or cream blushes. It's also really great for that. You just have to be careful not to put too much product on before you buff. But if you just kind of dab it into the cream blush and then put it onto your cheek, it really blends it out really, really well. So that's what I've been using this brush for. Next is the contour brush. Looks like this, and again it says contour brush right there. I hope that's focusing. And this one is a contour brush, and I've used it to contour, but again I like that one a little bit better. What I like this one for is applying a cream highlight. I find that it applies cream highlight really, really well because you can apply the highlight and then buff it in really well. I'm getting makeup on it because I have makeup on my face. So that's what I really like this brush for, and that's pretty much all I've used it for. I think, have I used it for anything else? I've contoured with it before, but I just like that one a little bit better. This one I really like for cream highlights or liquid highlights. Then I have this brush here. It's the pointed foundation brush. Okay, so now this one I'm a little bit like, yeah, who's going to use this for foundation? This is like teeny tiny. Like, I'm not going to use this for foundation, let's be honest. However, it's really great for concealing. So you can apply concealer to under your eyes especially, or even like little spots, but I find that it works best under your eyes. I've actually also used this to apply cream eyeshadow onto my eyelids because it's just big enough to kind of give you a really big swipe. So I really like that for this, and that's mostly just what I've used it for. I haven't used it for foundation just simply because it's too small. Like, you know, you can't really cover a ton of area. It would take me forever to like put foundation on my face with this little teeny tiny thing. But still love the brush. I just use it for a different thing and not as a foundation brush. The last one in this little set is the detailer brush. I don't know if that's going to focus, but it says detailer brush. And I love this one for the spot concealing. Like if I have spots and I want to conceal those spots, it's really great for that. It's also really great for smudging, surprisingly, smudging eyeliner under your eye because I've used it for that as well. The bristles are stiff enough that they really do a great job of smudging, but not like harsh to where you're like tugging under your eye, so I really like it for that. One thing about these thin brushes though is when you try to stick it into the little pouch, sometimes I find that it'll bend, like because if you're at like a weird angle, let me see if I can show you. So I'm trying to stick it in here. If I'm at a weird angle, it bends kind of easily. So you see that? I mean, it's not that big of a deal because you can just bend it back and then it becomes straight again. So that's one thing that you kind of have to keep in mind when you're putting these thinner brushes back into the little case if you're planning on using the case. Okay, the next set is this set here, and this is the Your Eyes Enhanced Starter Set. So the same idea with how the brush is structured. These are just more for your eyes, and it comes in a little pouch as well, and this is the pouch that it comes with. Same thing. You can bend it back, have the brushes sitting there, and you can sit this on a table. The first brush is this one, and this is the Pixel Point Eyeliner Brush. Okay, so it looks like this. That is the eyeliner brush. Let me show you another eyeliner brush. This is another eyeliner brush. Sorry, it's dirty, but I'll show it to you. Okay, do you see how much thicker this eyeliner brush is in comparison to this one? So that's one thing that I'm not really a fan of because I can't really, you know, I don't have as much precision when I'm using such a thick brush to like wing out my liner. However, when applying like an eyeshadow under your eyes, this is great for that, and that's pretty much all I've used it for. I try using it to, you know, do like a cat eye, but it was just too thick. I really didn't like it. It might just take a little bit of getting used to, and I only tried it once. I'm just used to brushes with a finer tip. So nothing wrong with this. I'm sure that there are other things that you can do for it. Like I think that if you wanted to do like a cut crease look, this would be a great brush to get into your crease, just to draw that line. So it would be great for that. I just don't do that very often, so I haven't used it for that. But this is the eyeliner brush. Then comes with the accent brush, and it looks like this. And there's the tip right there. Mine's dirty. Sorry. It's dirty and it's dirty. Sorry, but there it is right there. And this is great for smudging. I've used this to smudge, and I've also, surprisingly, used this to put like a line of concealer right under my brow, just to kind of lift it and highlight it a little bit. And that's, I think, all I've used this brush for. It's kind of small, so you can't really do too many things with it. Then it comes with a standard angled brush. This is called the brow brush, and obviously use it for your brows. That's what I've used it for, is brows. And then I've also used it on my upper lash line when just using like a shadow to line my eyes. It's a bit thicker than other, I don't have one near me. I don't know where my eyebrow brush is. But anyway, it's a bit thicker, I don't know if you can see that, than your standard eyebrow brush. I find like you can't really get that precise line out here as much, but if you're doing a more like a thicker brow look or a fuller brow look, then this is great for that, because it definitely fills in the sparse areas a lot easier than a thinner one. I just prefer a thinner brow brush, but I still really like this. It's great to have in your set, especially if you're traveling, you don't want to take all your brushes, because it comes in this little kit, so it's good to have for that. Then one of my favorite brushes in the whole set is this one. This is the Deluxe Crease Brush. Looks like this, and the brush itself, or the bristles, look like this. And it's really, really dense. It's like rounded. It's rounded, and it's really, really dense. I love this brush for contouring in my crease, because it lays the color down like a dream, and then it also buffs it out. However, I do find that when I use this to deposit color in my crease, I do have to go back over the top edge of it with a fluffier brush similar to this. Because this isn't really that great of creating that like sort of gradient effect. It puts the color down and it definitely buffs it in, but it's not great at sort of blending out the edges. So I wouldn't use this for that. But I do, again, love it because I love the shape. It kind of fits in my crease. So I love the shape for depositing color into my crease. I really, really love it for that, and it's one of my favorite brushes in the whole set. Last in this set is the base eyeshadow brush. I don't know if you can read that. I'm not even going to try. So here it is right here, and it's about this thick and like this, and it's great for depositing color. I find that it doesn't pick up a ton of color, so I do have to use it a couple times to deposit a lot of color down. But it works really well when you're foiling shadows. I do find that. So I really do like this brush. I love it for putting color down. There's no fluffy or blending brush that comes with this kit that I wish did, because this is a great brush, but it's really not that great of a blending brush. Not for me. Maybe you have a different experience, or maybe someone else has a different experience, but I just find that I have to go back over it with a fluffy blending brush to blend out the edges. This, it's not dense enough in the tip to blend, but it's definitely great enough for laying down that color. So I really like it for that, and I love also using it for my highlight. Okay, so those are the two kits that come in the line. They look like this. You can get them at Ulta, and they both retail for $14.99 if I haven't already said that. Okay, then I also got some individual brushes. The first individual brush, and this is another favorite out of the entire line, is the Stippling Brush. And it looks like this. It's the cutest thing. I love it. I love the size. It's the same thing with the ferrule, except for it kind of curves in a little bit, if you can see that, like it kind of flares out here. And it's pink and it's cute. Okay, so this is a standard sort of stippling brush, like this. So as you can see, the little duo fiber part is longer on this one and shorter on the Real Techniques one. So what's great about that is that it's not only great for sort of applying and shearing out colors, but it's also great for blending colors and really buffing things in. It's my favorite non-foundation brush to use for liquid foundation. It is awesome. I really, really love it. I also love it for applying blush. And that's really all I've really used it for is blush, because it's a duo fiber and a lot of my blushes are really pigmented, and so it can sheer them out really well. And also for stippling on and buffing in liquid foundation. It is fantastic for that. So if you want to pick up one of the individual brushes, then I definitely recommend this one. I think it's like $8.99 or $9.99. I can't remember. All the individual brushes are between $8.99 and $9.99. But anyway, so this, I highly recommend this one. Love it as a stippling brush. My favorite stippling brush like ever made. Ever. Love this brush. And I want to pick up like 5 more of them because I love it so much. The next one is this one, and it's the blush brush, and I also love this one. I love it for blush. One, because it does not stain. I use really pigmented blushes, and as you can see, that is white. It does not stain at all. I love it for that reason. The shape is kind of just like a fluffy dome-shaped brush. It's great for putting the color on, since, you know, the bristles are, they are Taklon, but they really mimic an animal hair. And I really like that because it really helps apply the color and then shear it out really well. I just love this brush. I love it for blush. Love it. My favorite blush brush ever, known to man, ever that I've ever used. Love this brush. So I know I'm going to say that I love a lot of these brushes. I really love the individual brushes a lot. I love this set as well. And the eye brushes I like, but I really am kind of a fan for these individual brushes, and I kind of want to get more of them. Okay, so love it, love it, love it. Can't say enough about it. Same kind of thing. It's made for blush. I'm sure you could use it for powder as well. It's big enough and it's fluffy enough, but I use it solely for blush, and I love it. Then is the powder brush, and it looks like this, and this is another one that I love, and I know I keep saying I love it, but these individual brushes are really my favorites out of the entire line because they are just so appropriate. Like, that's all I can say is they're really appropriate for what they're meant for. I just think that, you know, Samantha Chapman knew what she was doing. So this is the powder brush, and I've only used it for powder because it's dense enough that you can get a lot of powder on, but not super dense to where you feel like you pop it on and you're like cakey in that one area. So love it. It's soft. It feels really good on your skin, and it's dense, like I said, to get the powder on, and it just feels really good. I love it. I love it. I love putting powder on, you know, after I do my foundation, and then after I put on my blush and like highlighted it and contoured. I love going over it again without any product, but just going over it again with this brush to make sure that everything is just well blended. Same kind of thing with the ferrule and the length, so love it. The last brush that I'm going to talk about is the foundation brush. Looks like this, and it's an angled foundation brush. And I've used it a couple times, but I do have a favorite foundation brush that I own, and it's this one right here. And I don't even know where I got it. It just says oh, it's Image Essentials. If you know where they sell Image Essentials, I don't even know where I got it. My mom got it for me. But this is it, and I love it because it's so like soft and fluffy, but also like really big, and so it helps to just put the foundation all over your face. This one is not as soft and fluffy. The bristles are a bit stiff for my liking for a foundation brush. But I like that it's angled because you can really kind of get under your eye with it and like in the crevices of your nose and stuff like that. But I just don't really, it's not my favorite foundation brush in the world. What I do use this for though is, have you seen my Indian healing clay mask video? So I use it for that. I use it to apply, so instead of using my fingers to apply the Indian healing clay mask onto my face, I use this brush instead to apply it onto my face, and it spreads out really, really well, and it doesn't absorb any of the foundation. And that's probably why they built the brush to be this way, because it's not really, I don't know if you can see, the synthetic fabric is not really meant to absorb any foundation, so it doesn't absorb my clay mask. And so when I put on the clay mask, again, I can get up to the crevices and just kind of really work it on my face. So that's what I really like this brush for. Of course, you can use it for foundation. I do use it for foundation. It's just not my favorite. It's kind of like, if this one's dirty, then I'll probably use this one. If this one's dirty as well, then I'll probably use this one or my fingers. So those are all of the brushes that I have purchased. Again, I don't have the kabuki brush, and there might be one more brush that I don't own, like one of the individual brushes. The individual brushes retail for $8.99 or $9.99, which I said, at Ulta.com or other places that you can purchase them for. And then the sets, the face brush sets and then the eye brush sets retail for $14.99. But Ulta has had sales like buy one, get one half off on these things. I didn't purchase it during that sale, but they've had those before. So if you can kind of find that deal, then score for you. So again, just going to go over my favorites. Definitely the buffing brush, the stippling brush, the blush brush, and the powder brush. These are my favorite brushes out of the entire line. I love these brushes. I'm going to purchase more of these because these seem to get dirtier than the other brushes a lot faster. Since I usually only use this one for contouring, I use it for the same color, and so I don't have to like wash it as often. So I like only have to like wash this once a week. Like I spot clean it after I use it, and then I can wash it like deep clean it once a week. And that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys have any questions, leave a comment down below. I'll make sure I link the Real Techniques brushes down in the bottom bar. I'll link the Ulta site ones, but I'm sure that they sell them in other places. And I will also link the Real Techniques Facebook page down below so that you can go to their site and see, you know, what or where they sell them. And I'm going to be doing a giveaway, which is why I have 2 extra packets. So it's my 500 subscriber giveaway. So that'll be my next video, and I will put that up soon with instructions on how to enter. So if you aren't subscribed, then make sure you subscribe because I'm giving these away. And that's it. I'll see you guys next video. Take care. Bye.